In 2024, Toyota solidified its position as the world's top automaker, selling 10.8 million vehicles globally and outpacing Volkswagen's 9.03 million units. However, in China, the world's largest auto market, Toyota's performance was less stellar. The combined sales of North and South Toyota amounted to approximately 1.56 million vehicles, falling short of the top three. Leading the Chinese market was BYD with 3.71 million units sold, followed by Geely with 1.77 million. This raises the questions: why does Toyota, a global automotive leader, facing challenges in China? Moreover, the term North and South Toyota might be unfamiliar to some. Do they differ in branding, model offerings, and even market strategies? In this video, we will delve into Toyota's journey in China and explore the factors influencing its market position. Whoosh! Welcome to Whoosh, the YouTube channel dedicated to automotive world of China. Buckle up and let's hit the road. As one of the pioneering global automakers to engage with China's automotive sector, Toyota marked a significant milestone in 1964 by showcasing its flagship second-generation Crown sedan to the Chinese market at the 16th Canton Fair, also known as China Import and Export Trade Fair, a pivotal event that, before the Reform and Opening Up policy, served as China's sole gateway for international trade and a major source of foreign exchange. Later that September, Toyota further cemented its market entry by exporting its first batch of Crown sedans to China. In the 1960s and 1970s, automobiles were as scarce in China as rare treasures. Yet this era also marked the tentative beginnings of the nation's automotive industry. Meanwhile, during the 1964 National Day celebrations, the Chinese government officially designated the locally manufactured Hongqi CA72, the nation's first premium sedan produced in 1959, as the national car. Notably, the brand name Hongqi translates directly to red flag, symbolizing national pride. In September 1971, Toyota dispatched the official delegation to China to explore emerging opportunities and extend a formal invitation to the Chinese automotive delegation to visit Japan. Toyota's objective was to strengthen bilateral ties and investigate prospects for cooperation. However, due to the lingering effects of the post-World War II diplomatic constraints, the planned Chinese visit did not materialize at that time. The situation evolved swiftly. By September 29, 1972, China and Japan had normalized diplomatic relations, with Premier Zhou Enlai personally endorsing the necessary permit. A 12-member Chinese automotive delegation subsequently engaged in an extensive 1.5-month tour of Japanese automotive industry leaders such as Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Subaru, Mitsubishi, and Mazda, significantly advancing discussions regarding vehicle imports and introduction of new models tailored to the Chinese market. This move opened the door to extensive bilateral cooperation in the field of automobiles. Soon thereafter, China imported 200 units of the fourth-generation Toyota Crown, allocated specifically for the reception of foreign guests and dignitaries at the Canton Fair. For many Chinese consumers, their inaugural experience with a high-end automobile was defined by Toyota Crown. Additionally, the memorable 1978 advertising slogan, "Where there's a road, there's a Toyota," became emblematic, firmly establishing Toyota as a household name synonymous with automobiles. If you are familiar with China's history over the past half-century, you might be well acquainted with the year 1978. This landmark year not only produced the iconic slogan of Toyota, but also marked the beginning of China's reform and opening up era. Domestically, the nation transitioned from planned economy to market-oriented approach, while internationally, new avenues for cooperation were established. By the mid-1980s, as China intensified its efforts to cultivate the domestic automotive sector, it began to actively pursue joint venture partnerships with international automakers, extending its inaugural cooperative overture to Toyota. At that time, Toyota was predominantly focused on expanding its presence in the North American market and overlooked China. Moreover, misjudging the Chinese market, Toyota refrained from localizing production. Consequently, Toyota persisted in an import-based sales model while expanding its fledgling network for distributing imported vehicles throughout China, adhering to the policy of selling vehicles, not technology. Although this strategy generated impressive short-term profits, it eventually paved the way for cooperation between Chinese automakers and European and American manufacturers to gain momentum. In 1983, the former Beijing Automobile Works, which later became part of the FAW Group, formerly known as Beijing Automotive Industry Corporation, and former American Motors Corporation (AMC) jointly established Beijing Jeep Corporation, China's first complete vehicle joint venture. One of its signature models, the BJ Jeep 2500, was developed based on the Jeep Cherokee platform. In 1985, German automaker Volkswagen partnered with SAIC Group, also known as Shanghai Automotive Industry Corporation, to establish their joint venture SAIC Volkswagen. The venture's inaugural model was the Volkswagen Santana, which became instrumental in country's automotive development. Later in 1991, Volkswagen partnered with China's FAW Group, First Automotive Works, to establish FAW Volkswagen in Changchun, Jilin Province. The joint venture's inaugural model was Jetta, which became a cornerstone of China's early passenger car market. As domestically produced joint venture vehicles increasingly dominated the Chinese market, and China's microeconomic regulation and control policy led to a steady decline in vehicle imports. Toyota's import-only sales strategy faced mounting challenges. Although Toyota had not yet established a local joint venture, it progressively increased its investments in China. In terms of after-sales service and maintenance, in 1980, Toyota established the Toyota Authorized Service Station, TAS, in Beijing, making the first after-sales service center set by a foreign automaker in China, along with the establishment of a representative office. In 1955, Toyota established service training centers in both Beijing and Guangzhou, aiming to cultivate local automotive maintenance professionals for the Chinese market. Between 1994 and 1996, Toyota entered into joint ventures in Tianjin City to produce essential auto components, from distributors and brake systems to clutches, gearboxes, and engines. Toyota understands that regardless of how many cars it sells in China, manufacturing vehicles require components, and repairing them also necessitates parts. The profits from selling spare parts are as significant as those from selling complete vehicles. After years of laying the groundwork, Toyota finally launched its first China-based joint venture, Sichuan Toyota Motor Co. Limited, with Sichuan Travel Vehicle Manufacturing Plant in November 1998, marking a pivotal step in its local expansion. In July 2000, Toyota formed a joint venture with Tianjin Shali, a subsidiary of Tianjin Automotive Group, establishing Tianjin Toyota Motor Co. Limited. Though Toyota lagged behind competitors in China's joint venture race at the time, it had finally entered the arena of localized vehicle manufacturing. By then, Toyota had achieved a three-phase leap in the Chinese market: entry via imports, component localization, and full vehicle production. However, Toyota was not content with this status. At the time, its two joint ventures in China, though sizable enterprises with licenses to produce both passenger and commercial vehicles, were not fully aligned with Toyota's global image and strategic ambitions. Moreover, due to Chinese government regulations limiting foreign automakers to two joint venture partnerships, Toyota, already aligned with Tianjin Automotive Group and Sichuan Travel Vehicle Manufacturing Plant, sought ways to transcend these existing collaborations in pursuit of stronger, more strategically aligned partners. In June 2002, Tianjin Automotive Group, Toyota's one of the joint venture partners in China, was acquired by China's first automotive works, FAW. This acquisition effectively transformed Toyota's partnership from a regional collaboration into an alliance with China's largest automotive conglomerate. Subsequently, on August 2002, Toyota and FAW signed a comprehensive cooperation agreement at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, leading to the establishment of FAW Toyota Motor Co. Limited. This milestone marked Toyota's full-scale entry in the Chinese automotive market. During the press conference announcing the FAW Toyota cooperation, FAW also declared its acquisition of Sichuan Travel Vehicle Manufacturing Plant, Toyota's other joint venture partner. Through strategic maneuvering, Toyota not only solidified its partnerships with China's most formidable automotive enterprise, but also gained an additional joint venture license. Built upon this momentum, Toyota entered into a joint venture with Guangzhou Automobile Group, GAC, in 2004, establishing GAC Toyota Motor Co. Limited. This development signified Toyota's strategic positioning in both northern and southern China, enhancing its competitiveness in nation's automotive industry. FAW Toyota, the joint venture between Toyota and FAW Group, operates production bases in Tianjin, Changchun, Jilin Province, and Chengdu, Sichuan Province. Tianjin serves as the primary production hub, manufacturing models such as Avalon, Crown Kluger, Corolla, Allion, and Granvia. The Changchun facility focuses on producing Land Cruiser, RAV4, and previously Prius. Notably, the Prius, Toyota's first mass-produced hybrid in China, rolled off Changchun's assembly line in December 2005. However, sales ceased in 2009 due to several market challenges. At that time, the Prius was priced above 250,000 yuan, significantly higher than comparable gasoline vehicles. Additionally, while the Chinese government provided substantial subsidies for electric vehicles, hybrid models like the Prius received comparatively less support, affecting its competitiveness in the market. The Chengdu facility specializes in producing the coaster bus and Land Cruiser Prado, catering to both commercial and off-road vehicle segments. GAC Toyota, the joint venture between Toyota and GAC Group, operates production bases concentrated in Guangzhou City. Key models manufactured include the Wildlander, Camry, Levine, Highlander, and Alphard. FAW Toyota and GAC Toyota implement a dual vehicle strategy in the Chinese market, sharing platforms and technological resources such as the Corolla and Levine, RAV4 and Wildlander, while differentiating in exterior design and configurations to cater to diverse consumer preferences. Headquartered in Tianjin City, FAW Toyota primarily serves the northern and northeastern regions of China, offering models that lean towards premium and traditional styles, emphasizing comfort and luxury with a design language that conveys stability and practicality. Conversely, GAC Toyota, based in Guangzhou City, focuses on the southern market, with models that emphasize usefulness and sportiness, adopting a more angular and sharply contoured design language to appeal to younger customers. 2024 marked Toyota's 60th anniversary in the Chinese market. However, Toyota's annual sales in China totaled 1.77 million units, reflecting a year-on-year decline of 6.9%. FAW Toyota sold over 800 million vehicles, accounting for 45% of Toyota's total China sales in 2024. This performance contributed to its continuous sales growth over recent years. GAC Toyota delivered more than 730,000 units, representing 42% of Toyota's China sales in 2024. However, it faced negative sales growth for consecutive years. The remaining 13% of Toyota's sales came from imported models, including the Crown Sport Cross, Alphard, Wildfire, and Supra. Although Toyota's sales figures in China appeared substantial, the momentum of joint venture vehicles began to sharply decline after 2017 and 2018, when the Chinese government strongly supported the development of automotive electrification and intelligence. This decline was primarily due to the slower pace of transformation among joint venture automotive brands in these areas. In contrast, Chinese domestic brands such as BYD, Geely, Li Auto, and Xiaomi swiftly embraced electrification and intelligent technologies, making significant investments. Furthermore, consumer awareness shifted. The younger generation in China increasingly favors electric vehicles equipped with intelligent systems. Joint venture brands struggle to keep up with the rapid product iteration cycles of domestic brands and face challenges due to insufficient local research and development investments in China. They also encountered competitive pressure from Chinese domestic brands in terms of pricing. In 2024, FAW Toyota's sole battery electric vehicle offering in China, the BZ3 sedan, achieved annual sales of 50,931 units. This positioned it as the second best-selling BEV among joint venture brands, trailing only the Volkswagen's ID.3, which recorded 93,800 units sold. However, when compared to domestic Chinese automakers, the disparity is significant. BYD, for instance, sold approximately 1.76 million pure electric passenger vehicles in 2024, accounting for 41.3% of its total new energy vehicle sales in China. In March 2025, the BZ3 registered 3,202 units sold, ranking 8th among B and C segment electric sedans. Leading the segment was Xiaomi's SU7, which achieved impressive sales of 29,244 units in the same month. GAC Toyota, which had been absent from the pure electric segment, introduced its first BEV, the entry-level SUV BZ3X, in March 2025. The model sold 2,490 units in its debut month, placing it 29th among electric SUVs in China. In contrast, Tesla's refreshed Model Y dominated the category with 48,189 units sold in March. These figures highlight the challenges faced by joint venture brands like Toyota in China's rapidly evolving EV market, where domestic manufacturers are advancing swiftly in both product offerings and market penetration. In conclusion, Toyota's journey in China resembles an epic road trip, marked by early successes, occasional detours, and continual adjustments. From introducing premium sedans that once captivated customers to confronting contemporary challenges in a rapidly evolving automotive landscape, Toyota's experience offers a compelling insight into how global automotive leaders develop and adapt within China's unique market dynamics. So, if you are interested in more stories from the automotive world of China's market, stay tuned. Daily Gain, Daily Train.